welcome to this episode of the Mindset Flex podcast. This is your host, Elise, and we are back. I definitely did not plan on taking this much time off from recording podcasts, but I got super sick and literally lost my voice for a good 2 weeks, like absolutely zero voice. And then I went on a crazy trip to the East Coast, so I definitely was unable to record. But we are back, baby, and I'm so excited to dive into today's topic. So before I say anything, there is a neon bright sign behind me at the moment as I'm recording this podcast and looking at my computer that says, "Just send it." And it's obviously a really funny phrase, and it has to do with skiing, right? We say that all the time, like going into a jump or going into a rail or, trying to go for something that maybe you've never done or it scares the heck out of you. Someone behind you might just yell, "Just send it." Just don't overthink it. Don't think at all. Just freaking send it. Go for it. Like the biggest thing I learned in skiing is the ability to just literally just go for it. Like stop thinking, stop letting doubt come in, stop letting fear come in, and learn the true idea of just sending it. So I have a friend, Steven, who's a big skier, and he created his own brand called Poncho Season. And on the side of these custom hoodies, he wrote, "No look, full send." And, I've been just thinking about this a lot because I've been applying this statement to a lot of things outside of skiing that I'm doing. And although this neon sign behind me that says "Just send it" was 100% for skiing, I've been really looking at it and kind of pep talking myself with, "Elise, just send it." Like whenever I overthink something or whenever I try to procrastinate on something, I'm like, "Elise, just send it." And that kind of brings me to today's topic of committing first and then figuring it out later. And if you guys have ever read the book, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, you know what I'm talking about. This is one of his rules. He has 36 rules on being successful. And one of them is committing first and then figuring it out later. Because a lot of people stop themselves from going after their dreams or getting started on whatever it may be because they're not perfect in some way that they think they need to be in order to get started, or they don't have the resources, or they don't have the time, or they're doubting themselves, or honestly, it's just fear. It's just fear creeping in and they're letting that fear stop them. The truth is that you're never going to be in a perfect place to get started on something. You're never going to have all of the resources. You're never going to have all of the money. You're never going to have all of the followers. You're never going to look good enough for yourself. You will never think that it's the right time, and you'll never feel that you're good enough to get started on the thing that you want to get started on. And most people, the difference between the people that succeed and the people that don't succeed is literally only one thing. It's not talent. It's not brightness. It's not your IQ. It's not money. It's not where you come from. It's commitment. It's 100% commitment. The people that become successful are the people that fully commit and they never stop, because the only way to fail is to give up. So if you don't get started, or if you get started and you quit, that's the only way to fail at something. So the worst thing that can happen when you get started is that it takes a long time, but it's going to happen. You will reach your goal. If you keep going, it's just a matter of time. It may take a lot longer than you thought, but who cares if you actually achieve that goal? So I need you to ask yourself right now, what are the things that you have been putting off, or maybe you've been procrastinating on? What are the things that you know you need to do at the moment and not looking into the future? Because that's something that can also extremely overwhelm us. If you get into your car because you want to drive to the next city over, or you want to drive to the mall, or you want to drive, it doesn't even matter where you want to drive, but you need to use your GPS. You're not going to see the mall when you leave your house. You're not going to see the destination. You know where you're going, but you're not going to see it. All you really see is a few hundred yards in front of you. You just see a little bit at a time when you're driving. So your goals need to be looked at the same exact way. And for two reasons, really. Number one, when you set these big, enormous goals and you focus too much on the end goal, it can overwhelm you, it can discourage you, and you will be a lot more likely to actually give up. And you won't focus on the little steps that you need to focus on at the moment right now, but you're going to be like overwhelming and overstimulating your brain about all the things that you need to do and all the research and all the learning that you're going to have to do. But that just comes on the journey. Like, you don't have to do all of that right now. The only thing you need to do is make today the best. Like, what can you do today? That's what you need to focus on. And the second reason why you should not be so overwhelming yourself by looking at the end goal is because a lot of times these goals and dreams that get put in our hearts are not actually to end us at that goal or at that destination. It's only to put us on the journey, because we are just meant to experience the journey, because the journey is going to open up different doors. The journey is going to mold us into a whole new human being. It's going to take us to a whole new level of life. It's going to teach us so many things. And so when you overwhelm yourself by the end goal, like let's say, I talk to a lot of people about fitness, obviously, because when I walk around, people just literally tend to come to me, tell me about how much they messed up on their diet. I'm not even joking about this. But I hear a lot of people say that they want to compete and they've never been fit in their life. Like I literally talk to people that are overweight and they say it's their dream to compete because they want to look like that. So here's what I have to say on this. That's a great goal. But what I truly get excited about is knowing that if this person commits to this goal, they're going to find out a whole lot more about themselves on the journey. Like, they're going to learn so much. They're going to develop into a whole new person where that end goal doesn't even really matter anymore. And it shouldn't. Like, it actually should not, because if you're just doing it for the end goal and then you're done with the competition, you're going to get off stage and you're going to be like, all right, like, let's go live life. And then you're going to gain twice the weight back and hate your life. And yeah, no, let's not do that. Let's focus on the journey and falling in love with the process, like the process of bettering ourselves, the process of going on this hard journey. And so going back to like what I even started with saying on this podcast episode is how to build up your confidence. And that is doing what you said you were going to do, like committing to a goal and actually following through with that. Because when you keep giving up on stuff or not even getting started, you actually train your brain to no longer believe in the fact that you can get these things done. Like, I'm pretty proud of the fact that I have a pretty high self-confidence. I don't spend much time really ever doubting myself unless I'm skiing. Working on that. But it only comes from doing so many things that I said I was going to do. Like, it comes from me setting so many goals for myself in the past few years and not letting any of them go. And a lot of people say, well, I just don't even know who I want to be. I don't know what I want to do. Like, I don't even know what goals to set. And so they don't do anything. They sit in limbo. They go, day to day in the hamster wheel of life and just waiting for something magical to drop in their lap so that one day they're going to figure out who they are and what they're going to be. And that's not how life works. Nothing happens if nothing happens, and nothing changes if nothing changes. You need to really sit down with yourself, like do this right now, do this today. And ask yourself, what are the things that are on your heart right now? Like, what's being put on your heart and in your gut that you need to do, even if it makes no sense, because that is the thing that you need to go full steam ahead with. Don't question it. Like, if something is on your heart, why on earth would you spend a second questioning it or doubting it? That is a huge disservice that you're doing to yourself and to your life. Like, if something is being put in front of you, there's absolutely zero reason to question it because it's there for a reason. Don't try to figure out why it's there. Don't try to figure out why you have this desire to go ice skating. I don't know. I'm just making it up. I heard a story about like this 40-year-old woman who it was like her dream to start ice skating, and she was a businesswoman, and then she like became a figure skater and started competing like at an older age. And it's just such a beautiful story. But instead of questioning it and being like, oh no, that's stupid, I'm too old or what. No, she was just like, I don't freaking know why this is on my heart, but I need to do this. So I'm going to go and do it. And if things are on your heart, if you know you need to be doing something, go for it. Commit first, figure out later. You're never going to have all the steps figured out. You're never going to know how to do something fully before you actually do it. And you're never going to know what you want out of life if you don't figure out what you don't want. Like, you can't find yourself if you don't lose yourself. You can't succeed if you don't fail. And so many people are so afraid of failing, not realizing that success is 99% failure. Like, if you truly want to succeed in something, realize that you're going to fail a whole lot, like a freaking ton all the dang time. You're going to fall on your face. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to feel bad. Like, it's not going to be easy, but that is how you learn who you are and what you want out of life. So stop questioning it. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop wasting your time procrastinating or doing your research and doing your studying when in reality, you just gotta freaking go. Just send it. All you need to do is just freaking send it. If I'm at the top of the hill and I'm looking down at the terrifying features, like these crazy shit sticking out of the snow, and then these huge jumps that are going to send me to the moon, and I'd spend just a second, like half a second, just being like, wait, do I really want to do this? You bet I'm not going to freaking do it. You bet I'm not going to do it. Like, if I literally spend any second thinking about whether I should do something or not, I'm not going to do it. I'm not. So the next time that you are thinking about doing something, just remember, tell yourself, just send it. Stop thinking, stop overthinking it, and just freaking send it. No look, full send. Commit to it. Figure it out later. Like, you will figure it out as you go and do it day by day. And yeah, a lot of times when I just send it, I eat it. I hurt myself. I screw myself over, and don't even ask me how many days I've spent out in the park just trying to get one trick, right? And I'm hitting that thing like 100 times over and over again and crying. And I'll be honest, like, when I am not getting a trick, I'm not a pretty sight. Like, I can get really, really, really upset. I've thrown my skis, I've cursed really loud. Like, I've done all the things. Like, it is the most frustrating thing, dude. It is absolutely the most frustrating thing in the whole world. Like, if you want to feel like absolute frustration, go put on a pair of skis and try to do a 270 off on a tube. Like, I kid you not. Like, go please try to do it. You'll be very thankful for everything else in your life, and you'll be like, oh, nothing else is really frustrating. But really, it's so good to do things that frustrate us because it teaches us how much we need to work on ourselves. And every time that I'm out there and I'm getting frustrated, I remember, hey, this frustration is not doing anything good right now. So calm down, like calm the freak down, get back up there and just send it again. Just keep sending it. And the only truth is that's out there is that if I keep sending it, I will get it. If I stop sending it, I'm never going to get it. I'm forever going to sit in my chair in my room, obsessing over the fact that I gave up and I never got that trick and being so sad about it. And guess what else? My confidence is going to go down. But now imagine if I push through the frustration, if I push through the fear, if I don't listen to the freaking negative self-talk in my head and I'm up at that hill and I just keep sending it. And I just keep telling myself, Elise, no look, full send. Keep doing it. Don't think about it. Don't overthink it. Don't doubt yourself. Don't give in to the fear. You might, screw yourself. You might really hurt yourself. You've been there. You know the risk you're taking. But imagine when you get it. And those times that I do get it, when I spend an entire day or days, like when I was going for a 360 on skis off of a jump, I spent 3 days in a row trying it. And I could not figure out why in the world I could only do a 180. It's like I would go for it. I'd be like, all right, 360, here we come. Full spin. You got this. You're going to land forward. You freaking got this. And no, every single time I would just land switch and it would just be a 180. And I was like, what is wrong with me? Like, what in the freaking world, And it took me 3 days. 3 freaking days but I never gave up. And then I got a 3. And guess what? The one time that I got it after that, I had absolutely no problem getting it. Like I locked it in. And now imagine if I gave up and that only took 3 days. Like now I look back and I'm like, wow, I actually don't even remember those 3 days. Like it just kind of seems like one try. But we're so afraid of failing. We're so afraid of looking stupid. We're so afraid of like disappointing others or, being judged or criticized. And honestly, a lot of times it's really, we're just creating these things in our heads. Like other people don't even care. They just care about themselves. Just like how you're so absorbed with yourself right now when you're thinking about how afraid you are of looking stupid or whatever. That's how absorbed everyone else is with themselves. They're working on themselves. They care about their shit. They don't care about your shit. So let go of all of that. Let go and just full send. Commit first. Figure out later, whatever you do. And so I don't know, next time you're doubting yourself or letting that fear come in, just imagine me being at the top of the park yelling at you to just fully freaking send it. No look, full send, commit first, figure out later. That is the recipe for success. If you give up, that's the only way to fail. Please remember that. And not getting started. Like there's so many people that are so afraid of failing, so afraid of all of these things that they're feeding themselves and pain, the pain of failing or whatever, so they don't get started. But I just want to ask you one question. What's more painful? Regret that lasts forever or that temporary pain of hurting yourself or I don't know. Like, I don't even know what really we're afraid of when it comes to getting started. Like, I don't, because we're so afraid of failure, but we only fail if we give up. So like, if you're afraid of giving up, then just don't. Like, just freaking commit, like fully commit, overcommit, send it. Don't doubt it. Who cares what your head says? Don't listen to it and just get it done. So I want you guys to kill it this week. I'm going to be dropping down to 1 episode per week because I want to stay consistent. And I have a lot of travels coming up, which I'm super hyped about. And I cannot wait to share all of that on social media and share the experiences. Super, super, super hyped. And so I just hope that you guys get inspired to go out there, make the rest of your life the best of your life, to go travel, see the world, commit to things, and then figure it out later. Just figure it out later. And for now, commit to all the goals that are in your heart at the moment, right now. You got this. I believe in you. That's why I am here doing this, because I know we can all level up in our lives. And I'm just so hyped. I'm so hyped to make this world a better place by helping people get to the next level. So go kill it today. Make the rest of your life the best of your life. And I'll see you in the next episode.